Hi, this is Paul, and today I'm going to do a review regarding to massive action equal to massive result, written by the Sunil Saxena, MD. And basically, the reason I reviewed this book because this book is a good book, which is give you a very detailed about 34, 35 chapter, anything about that you want to know about taking the action. And of course, um, this topic has been written by so many different kind of people, author. But the reason I talk about this one because he has 30. He have a. He talk about so many things. So let me show you my the information actually I highlight because I using the Kindle, so that's why it has all the features and which is I can show you all different features. This is my highlight. Okay, and this is content. First one, talk about what's massive action. Section 2 is talk about how to take it massive action. 3 is talk about how to handle the hurdle of the negative of other people actually facing you. Meaning tell you when you take massive action. So total is whopping the 42 chapter, and each chapter is short. Some of the is direct talk, some of it is short story. Some of them have some story, and they also provide lots of quote. So that's why I like this book because of that. So you can actually see that this definition of massive action is going to take everything it takes to get your goal, right? And if you got some action on one thing that you can control and do, so over a long period of time, you'll see extraordinary result. And he also talk about the 10x, not the 10x going cartoon. I talk about 20x. For example, if you can run 1 mile and then you can run 20 miles as long as you train and you dedicate, persistent, and you just start doing it and push yourself further and further again before you know if you are running 20 miles and you realize wow, I'm capable of doing 20 miles. I didn't thought I could do previously. So is a lot of time is difficult to do in the first few months, even years, to stick with things because result can come slowly. Drawing from past experiences will help you understand this is how things work. You resist the temptation to declare defeat and move on to something else because you realize that sticking with things and even moving ahead with small victories is smart start to a massive action and fulfilling your dream. So you kind of talk about chunking your big goal into a small chunk. And every day just do the small chunk. In fact, a goal of organized society is to bring everybody into the middle to follow set the rule. We talk about a school system. And the problem with this is thinking is to discourage people achieving the great result. So that's why it is criticized why people kind of see people take massive action is kind of madman. So taking massive action squarely place you outside the comfort zone. We talk about cousins a couple times in the first few chapters and make joy extraordinary. Since most people don't take massive action, this will cause a friend, family, co-worker, boss, and acquaintance to question of what you are doing. So you must actually enjoy the headache. We leash them and understand this is a path to achieving a great success. So it boils down to what talk about his daughter. What daughter she wants to be a musician, songwriter. So in life, if you want to have a normal life where you fit in with a crowd, you will never achieve any degree of high level success. If you want to change the world or do something great, make sure you are being extraordinary. So the motivation speaker Jim Wong once said that formal education will make you a living and self-education will make you a fortune. So if you are the kind of person who wants to be extraordinary because of taking baby steps, extremely cautious taking baby steps, that approach will likely not result in proper massive action. So that talk about comfort zone a little bit too as well. So if you are taking massive action with a go big or go home mentality, you might undertake 10 things that move you for toward you desire high level success. If you have a wait and see approach, you might just try one thing at a time and never achieve success. Well, out of 10 things you try because of the by mental framework, number 8, for example, might really work and get you over the finish line of success. So do everything in your power to achieve the result you want, and you might be surprised to find that after just a few months of doing something that you realize what works and what doesn't. A lot of people promise they want the result in hours, in days. Okay, they didn't actually want to wait for months or years to see a result. Despite the occasional critic, your failure are not what most people see or remember. Unfortunately, we often remember them, and those memory can hold us back. And there may be a few people who are criticize or even focus on failure, but most people focus on success. So most to for so talk about don't worry about failure because people, no, normal people they all work, focus on failure, especially they love something that overnight success, so they can talking about. Taking massive action means doing whatever it takes to get your desired high-level outcome. And this also means understand all the time variable and property schedule. It's to optimize the time. And working more can getting you to your goal quicker. And of course, you see 3 weeks in a we talk about 3 weeks mean night. First is 8 to 5, which is day weekend. Then second week is your night time, from 6 to 12, and third week is your weekend time. So talk about massive action every week with 3 weeks. Comfort zone can be defined as this comfort zone gives behavioral space for your activity and behavior fit the routine and pattern that minimize stress and risk. So human nature is protecting yourself from the comfort zone. So in today's world, it's much more important to get up, go and embrace the code and take massive action. So get out of the comfort zone. What's the huge advantage of taking massive action is that you often overwhelm your brain and allow you to get out of the comfort zone more easily. And taking massive action, getting out of your comfort zone over fear will lead to success. You will allow your action to produce the result you desire. Another essential element of massive action is grit, applying a high level of effort over a period of time. Another way of saying that is perseverance and passion for long-term goal. So if you're not getting at least a small win over time, talk about the momentum, it's difficult to maintain effort over such a long period of time. So think carefully. Taking massive action almost always result in some degree of success, and those small wins provide fuel to continue. High-level success is a long and difficult road, but every small achievement sustains you along the way. And nothing in the world can take the place of persistence and talents. Will not. That we'll talk about this quote and from the president. And nothing is more common than unsuccessful man with talent. Genius or not, unwavering genius is almost a prophet. Education or not, and the world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are the omnipotent. So then he talked about his daughter how to take messages as a songwriter. So has become familiar with music industry. So he talked about Bob Dylan, Bruce Springsteen, Tom Petty. They don't have a very good the vocal quality, but they are very, they are just take massive action. That's why they have the best singer amount of the industry. Then the second part talk about how to take massive action. So when you understand your why, okay, why is important, you need to have motivation because talk about motivation is why. Then you become motivated and commit to taking action and you identify. So massive action I set out to do is everything that I could do to each goal and set for the next chapter of my life, starting reading books, investing multiple opportunity, started taking massive action and go figuring out what my end goal would be, and happy to report that incredible things have happened since that time, well on the way to achieving current over long-term goals. So that's what this section is about. Taking massive action requires consistent effort, time, and grit. Without a solid why, you will likely quit before you achieve the desired result of making such an enormous change. I immediately began 30-day challenge to talk about its weight loss to improve his health. And since that moment, I have constantly work out and eating healthy, and the real fear of death connect with my emotional brain and push me, that's the why, the motivation, to make this behavioral and consistent part of my life before there's nothing but work, nothing at work. If you want massive action to work as magic, you must have a level 3 belief, which is called rock solid intercore belief. Okay, and for massive action to result in the massive result you want, you need to rock solid intercore belief. That kind of belief is making the big stuff happen. So you need to like Muhammad Ali, the boxer, greatest boxer. I'm greatest, I'm greatest, I'm greatest. Believe that, and eventually he want to then he prove that to the world. You struggle with ISICB, you can do something about it every day. Reaffirm that you really, really, really good. Believe until you know it. So when I am comfortable and out of my comfort zone, I often find myself overthinking and action finding reason not to do. So comfortable comfort zone issue, just as you recognize the celebrate victory among the way you should also recognize failure along the way. When you realize this failure are part of the process, new deviations and loss of momentum you may experiences. Failure become experiences. That expectation can prevent the failure from destroying the momentum you are gaining. Every day that you move toward your goal, you gain the momentum. And ride the wave of momentum. Don't dismiss it. When you want to get into top physical shape, people will tell you it has to become a lifestyle. So you have to become a habit. Quickly making a decision and taking action is a necessary skill to, no matter what you're professional, you know yourself better than anyone. If you think you overanalyze, okay, then and stop you from taking vacation, then you really take so much time to think about the decision or what people say about you. Um, I found a 30-day challenge literally life-changing. I basically forced myself to go to the gym and follow a predetermined schedule. Setting a schedule and developing a habit is so important. And see people who do this, they are extremely busy but don't seem to be accomplishing anything. So it's no virtue of being busy. It's one matter as your result. So this is calling chunking. They actually talk about chunking. Viewing your high-level goal before you go to the bed is also a powerful concept. Just in case chunking is with big goal and chunk to a smaller goal. Another important aspect of taking action is to block uninterrupted time. When taking massive action, you need to have high-level strategy like 30,000-foot overview of your life. Imagine that you are building a house. You start with a complete set of plans now by the architect engineer. Life is arc, living with uncertainty without being paralyzed with fear. So learn how to live with uncertainty. Don't be fool yourself into thinking that it's going to be an easy ride for the short journey. It's going to be a bumpy ride and take a long time. But if you want massive result, you must take massive action and be willing to endure the turbulence that will undoubtedly appear along the way. The quality of life is directly related to how much uncertainty that you can comfortable handle. One of the most powerful things to do in these situations is watch someone talk about model who has been success in the area you want to be success. Stay in the peak state is another essential component that allow massive action to work is magic. So make sure you amazing, amazing, right? See that every day, everywhere, I'm better and better. Begin your peak stage equal to peak performance. Okay, persist until success. Section 3 is hurdle of the taking massive action. It takes massive action to figure out what you really want to do. One of the barriers to taking massive actions can be when things are going poorly in your life. It's important to remember that there are the moments that when you need to take more massive action to push through. It's critical to make a list of high-level goals you need to accomplish that will make a significant change in your life. These are the game changer. You must review this every day and make sure you are giving them 100% priority to your life. And once you commit to number one being the true top priority in your life, then you must always give it the top priority. It's the first thing that you think about when you get up, and the first thing that you act every day that your number one goal. You must have the mental uh, clarity of focus and start a business to figure out your revenue stream. No matter what happened to you, how bad or unfair a situation is, do not assume the role of victim. Situation can and will be unfair. Life is unfair, but as soon as you assume the victim role, your progress is blocked. As you taking massive action, you become the leader of your life. You control and what happened to you. It's important to operate the ownership perspective and not the victim mentality. At the other day, the bank charged me $70, 35. Same charge merchandise, just same twice. And the first day, bounce the second time, same, and it's got to the bounce to the fee. They call what um, the bounce fee or something. So I called the bank. They say no, they cannot waive that. So I just say that that's unfair. I even talked to the managers. The manager say I'm able to waive. So that's just happened. But we cannot have a mental victim mentality or big smile. Okay, your life is great. And just like Rocky actually running with a success mentality. Yes, yes, yes. That's what you need to do. Take a massive action. Thank you for watching this video, and you have a very blessed day. Okay, bye bye.